And welcome back to the program, everyone. Great to have you with us here on the Eat, Drink, Explore Radio Network's Market Fresh Hour. I am your host, Randall White. It's now 33 minutes past the hour. And this hour, or this segment of Eat, Drink, Explore Radio, is brought to you by the 4th Annual Central Coast Bioneers Conference. It's just a few weeks away, October the 25th through the 27th, at the Monday Club in San Luis Obispo. You will hear the nation's leading thinkers in eco-science, social and environmental activism, the new food system economy, and much, much more. In fact, enjoy field trips, local workshops, music, food, and the green marketplace. Bring your broken items. I love this part. Bring your broken items to iFixit's Repair Cafe on Friday, October the 25th, where they will show you how to fix just about anything. I mean, seriously, if it's electronic, you can fix it. Enjoy the Green Chef Cook-Off on Saturday night, October the 26th, with dancing to the Mother Corn Shuckers, wine, and great selection of Figueroa Mountain beers. Tickets are on sale right now at centralcoastbioneers.org. Okay, time to consider the eggs you buy and the variety of terms printed on the cartons. You know, we've got free range and cage free, organic, of course, and the list really goes on and on. Our first choice here at on the Market Fresh Hour is to direct you to your local farmer's market. Get to know the egg vendors, how they raise their chickens, and then pick the one that you feel most comfortable with, you know? However, at the grocery store, you don't have the option to speak directly with the farmer. Well, back on Tuesday, I had the opportunity to tour a one-of-a-kind egg farm in Austin, Texas, where they are pasture-raising the chickens and are the only national distributor to follow a very strict set of guidelines that they've put in place. And the good news is the eggs they sell here in California will soon be coming from a family-run California farm. Here to talk a little bit more about this operation and how it all works, and to go through the list of those different printings that you see on the egg packages, spell it out for us a bit, is Aurora Porter. She's with Vital Farms there in South Austin. More information at vitalfarms.com. Aurora, thanks for joining me.
Thanks for having me.
And I should mention that we actually recorded this interview face-to-face on the farm in Austin, but I had an audio technical problem. So we've got Aurora on the phone right now. It's sort of a do-over, a redo. But I really appreciate you giving me a tour of the farm, and I want to direct people right now to our website, eatdrinkexplore.com, because while we had an audio problem, the video was working just fine. So if you want to see what this farm looks like and the amount of space that these birds actually have, we're playing the video right now as part of our video simulcast. And if I remember correctly, Aurora, each bird under your guidelines has a minimum of, 108 square feet per bird?
Yes, 108 square feet outdoors on fresh, rotated pastures all day, every day, year round.
And that seems like an odd number. Where did the 108 come from? Do you know?
Well, we really have tried to be the leaders in farming of chickens in this country. And, in the past, people's grandparents, great-grandparents always had, they had birds living outside foraging, eating kind of a varied diet of a little mix of feed and grass. So we work with Certified Humane. It's a third-party certification kind of nonprofit, and they helped us to kind of figure out, okay, what's the optimum amount of space a bird can have that really gives them access to as many bugs and flowers and grasses and, as possible. Mm-hmm. And that's usually how much, they eat that down in about a week or so, depending on the amount of, space the flock itself has. So we just found that that's the best number, and that's a minimum. So some of our farms have even more space than that per bird.
And birds are omnivores. Do I have that right?
Absolutely, yeah. They'll eat snakes and mice and flowers and native grasses and they really need to get about 4 ounces of protein per day to lay about an egg a day. So we have to supplement with a little feed that they get unlimited access to grass and bugs in the field.
Now let's give shoppers a little education here when it comes to what they see printed on the egg cartons. So on your carton, it says pasture-raised, which does not have a federal guideline as of yet, but Vital Farms is pushing for that to happen?
Yes, we really would love if the the recognized guideline was 108 square feet minimum per bird outdoors, about a 10 by 10 plot.
Okay. And then you said that you had a humane certification. Is there more than one organization out there doing this, or the one that you work with, is it the main one?
Sure. There's, I think the 2 main ones are Certified Humane and Animal Welfare Approved, AWA. They're each a little different. And we just really like the standards of Certified Humane. They really, really focus, as well as AWA, on the welfare of the bird. Are they able to behave like a bird? Can they have spaces for perching? Are their nest boxes clean enough? Do they have a lot of space to move outdoors, breathe fresh air, chase their friends, bathe and do a dust bath, which helps keep the birds free of pests and things like that. So really a lot more goes into it than people think for the bird to have a really quality life.
I was just on the Foster Farms website out here in California. They've been having some issues surrounding salmonella. And I noticed on their website they said they are American Humane Certified. And why that even stood out to me was because I had just spoken with you, back in Austin. And I thought, well, are there like a number of these different ones? And is it a situation where it just sounds good in certain cases, so you really have to see who's doing the certification?
Well, so if I have it correct, they're a chicken, like a meat operation, correct?
Correct.
Where they found the salmonella. Yeah. So I don't know much about that certification, but it seems to be a bit hollow. They're a more of a conventional farm for broiler chickens,
right?
I believe.
Yeah.
So a broiler chicken in a conventional situation is probably raised in either a cage or a barn, never going outside, never having fresh air, and never having access to grass and fresh pastures. So those are all the things that really go a long way toward improving the immune system of the bird. So when you have a bird that is when you have a human that's eating lots of salad and exercising every day, and has a lot of space to move and fresh air and sunshine, that human is going to be much healthier and much less likely to become sick. Salmonella is everywhere. You're just more likely to get it if your immune system is compromised.
And when you have close quarters, I don't care if it's a preschool or public transit or whatever it might be, when you have a lot of people close together or animals that are close together, that's how things spread. And so your chickens having so much room to run around and not be jammed in next to each other, I imagine there's less need for antibiotics.
Absolutely, yeah. We never use antibiotics or hormones on our birds, and we don't use pesticides or herbicides on our pastures, ever. We do pasture-raised organic and pasture-raised non-organic eggs, but the non-organic eggs, it's a matter of the seeds that they're eating. So it's, that's the only difference there. Yeah, antibiotics and hormones are not necessary, really, for a good egg operation.
All right, so Aurora, let's talk a little bit about the differences between cage-free and free-range. What do those terms mean?
So cage-free just means not in a cage. So free-range also just means not in a cage. Free-range, of course, has connotations of cowboys and wide open spaces and, freedom to roam around, but it really doesn't mean any of that in the type of way that we've been encouraged to think of it. So the birds are inside in a barn with not a lot of fresh air. There's like a dense, heavy, ammonia in the air that, has burned my eyes when I visited some of these operations and farms. So a lot of refuse on the floors. They're not cleaned very often. It's really a very unsanitary kind of space. And so it doesn't mean that the birds ever get to go outside.
Right. So I'm looking on your website here. Again, that's vitalfarms.com, VITAL farms.com. And one of the facts, the frequently asked questions is, do you clip your birds' beaks? Is that common practice typically on egg farms?
Absolutely. So if you've got a lot of birds, and often when these birds are caged, they're sharing a cage with, 2, 3, 4 other birds. So the laying hens are all in a cage together. They don't even have enough room to stand up, move their wings, stand at full height. They're very crammed in, and then they are often, understandably very stressed and very, they're depressed, and they often have some anger problems, and they really, birds do peck each other when stressed and in kind of close quarters. So
there's even an expression in English, the pecking order, or the being henpecked, or what So it's clearly natural, but I'm sure it's emphasized when you put the bird under so much stress in tight situations.
Yeah, so they clip the beaks in order to help keep the birds from killing each other, and then we do not find it necessary to do that, because our birds really need to also have the ability to forage. So a slightly sharp beak will really give them the ability to forage.
Well, I love it. Aurora Porter with Vital Farms in Austin, Texas. Keep up the great work, and thanks for including a California farm now.
Thank you.
All right, everyone, stick around. We're back in just a moment. You're listening to Market Fresh.